Well, hello, and welcome back. Okay, good. Looks like you can see me. I can see you. We'll get the chat up here real quick. This is going to be a continuation from, gosh, it's been a few weeks, but I was working on this Magic Link stuff, and then I switched to working on some other stuff. I was actually working on some Go code, which that should be coming up on the channel soon. I was actually working just yesterday on kind of the Go version of this libauth here. Anyway, yeah, so we're going back to this. I just reviewed a little bit of the previous work, and I'm gonna have to continue to review it. But what we're gonna get going is where we have magic links that allow people to sign in automatically. Um, that was kind of Anyway, I'm just going to have to get into it. But while you're here, welcome. Thanks for joining in. I'm AJ O'Neill. Did I already say that? And we have a special treat today. Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot. That's what it says on the can here. Now, spoiler alert, I already tried this. My wife already had me try this because she wanted to be the first to see my reaction to it, which unfortunately was lackluster because it kind of smells like, ooh, I got a couple of bubbles in my nose there. Hold on. Ooh, kind of smells like tangerine, and it tastes kind of tangerine-y. It's got a picture of a Final Fantasy VIII Bomba fireball looking character on here, as well as a lime. But it just kind of tastes like a mixture of ginger beer, orange soda, and lime mixed together. It's got a little bit of a warm sensation, but it's the kind of sensation you get from ginger beer. Anyway, here we go. Cheers. I was hoping that putting it on ice might make it a little different, a little better. Also, as we get started here, I'm going to play some music, but this time classical. That way, when it's sped up, it doesn't sound so bad. I found, thankfully, a classical playlist from OC Remix. So we probably need to turn the volume down here a little bit on that. Okay, y'all have to let me know. Is the volume all right there? Not too loud, hopefully? Let me know. And we'll go ahead and get started on this. This branch, the libauth branch, let's see, 27 days ago, so it's about a month ago. I hate it when I go so long between working on something. So I'm going to have to go back through this and just kind of see what I did. I think I just updated examples. I'll take a look at the Git log as well. I was looking at the last video a little bit to try to see what I had been doing. Let's see. I'm going to bring this over here to the main screen in just a second. Let's see, what is this thing called? Yeah, we need to rename it. Okay. Here we are. Let's go ahead and bring this over. And how do we want to do this? I'm going to bring that in a little. There we go. Okay. So let me know, how's the music? Is the volume... Oh, the volume's probably a little bit loud there. Actually, let's tweak that again. Okay. Let me know. Too loud, too soft? Well, that's too soft. Whoops. I think right about there should do it. Now when you listen to 2x, shouldn't kill you. All right. Let's see. I've documented some stuff. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem quite right. Add docs for user provided challenge state. There definitely should have been... I think multiple commits may have gotten folded into this. Or maybe I did just work on documentation. Let me see here. Let's go back from the one we had on December 8th. I could have sworn I was actually working on code here. No, that's not right. Something's missing. Let's see. What's the difference between these two branches right now? I got this one. Live-auth. Files changed. Yeah, this is a lot of code change. So wait a minute. Oh, I need to run git pull here. That's probably my problem. No? What the letter L was that doing? Okay, errors were updated. Yeah, I remember going through this a month ago. No, it's just not very good. Flaming hot Mountain Dew. Thumbs down. I don't even know if I'm going to finish this. I don't know if it's worth finishing. I might just switch to the old trusty rusty here. normal green top. Okay, yeah. Okay, what was this? What was the date of this commit? Because this is right. Git lib magic link. Oh, duh. I didn't have the right branch checked out. That was my problem. Okay, here we go. Oh, interesting. Huh. Did I guess I had some commits in the wrong place? All right, hopefully that didn't break anything. All right, so the goal was to invert... Oh, actually, I guess I need to have this on autoplay here. Let's turn autoplay back on and see if this will work. What? No. This is a playlist of... What? No. What the heck just happened? All right, we're going to try this again. I got to make sure we got the appropriately licensed music here. Here's an untitled playlist. It's got 30 things in it. Copy link address. All right, we just listened to that one. Let me fast forward to the end here. Okay. All right, so the idea was that we want to invert the control because we need to have more control over the way the links are handled. Otherwise, we have to hole punch in order to be able to add additional properties onto them, because we want the magic links in particular to be able to have various properties. They give you access to a specific resource, so they access both. They act both as an access token and as a login token. That was the constraint that I was working with. Okay, so just reviewing code, which is always a bit... Well, I would say it's not really that it's a bit boring. I'm not bored reviewing the code. Maybe you're bored reviewing the code, but you can let me know. trying to remember. Oh, okay, right. I wanted to put the notify function just as middleware. So there was a number of things that I was providing to the library as options that I decided will probably work best as middleware. Okay, I basically I think I need to get to a demo. I think I had made the code changes that I needed to make. Let's see, what was this though? And I just need to get to the point of testing it in demo form. Alright, that bit can go away. Yeah, this was another one of these flip-flops. So I have this bit where I was passing in options for development so that you could get back your verification code for the magic link as part of the API. That if I had done this more properly, the way that I'm doing it now the first time, it wouldn't have been necessary to pass that extra information in the first place. So I've been transitioning this to feel less like a framework and more like a library. All right, why is that? We're in magic link here. I think this was all moved. I think it was all indented or something. Let's see. Anyway, how are y'all doing? What are you up to this fine day? Oh no. Alright, Mr. Triple X. I would like you to prove that you're not a bot. Oh, cool. Good. What are those lines? What are which lines? Anytime I see... Well, yeah, because you got the triple X in there. And, you know, the bots come in all the time with the usernames that are websites and all that stuff. Let's see. 190 through 207. Let me take a look here. These lines? Where'd it go? Which... Oh, there were two 190s as well, because there's this 190 on the left versus 190 on the right. So I don't know which one you're referring to. Yeah, Sad, I wasn't afraid you were a bot. I was afraid Mr. Triple X there was a bot. Anyway, what are y'all up to? Obviously, you're watching some Twitch or listening. But are you doing anything else as well? Okay. I know I look like a bot. Yeah. I have been flagged as a bot for being too accurate with the CAPTCHAs. So I'm too discerning. I have too much attention to detail as to which is a bus and which is a train. And so it has not let me pass before, and I've had to switch my answer to be incorrect because humans don't pay that much attention to detail. Okay. Oh, I hate it when it's a month between working on a project. The other project that I was working on a few days ago is the same thing. The session was mostly going back through and validating the existing code. This one, I think I'm ready to just build some example code. I need to look at two things, actually. I want to see if I can just go into the dev server. Let's see. Okay. This is probably way too old. I need to do a push real quick. I need to push some things to development. Because believe it or not, the dev environment gets out of sync. Wait, Crowasp, why in the world did you change your name? Oh, you can use your account as a bot too. Okay. By the way, how's the volume of the music? Is it audible but nowhere near as loud as my voice? That's what I'm going for. Name change by popular demand. Okay. Yeah, music's between -40 and -35. My voice is up at -15. So, with the new desk setup, my mic is actually just a few inches further away. I want to get it a few inches closer again. But I'm not quite sure what the right way to do that's going to be. Okay. So I'm going to bring this, let's see, rebase from, need to get staging. Darn it. Okay. In my other window here, I'm just checking out staging for the work environment. Doing a git pull so that that's up to date. And then I am blowing away the development branch and pushing up whatever's in staging. And I need to do that the same. What? It's the April 4th. So that's maybe not too bad. There we go. Okay. So now I should be able to log in on the staging environment as soon as it deploys, which we should see when that is. So now this is updated to May 2nd. It's currently May 10th. So I think that deploy may have already taken place. The front-end deploy takes a lot longer because it has to compile all the code and everything. The back-end deploy is just pretty snappy, usually. Not always, but doesn't take more than 2 minutes or so. Yeah, I don't think this is worth it. I think I'm going to give up on the flamin' hot Mountain Dew and go back to the good stuff. Let's put that out of the way. Here we are, my friends. Papa Top. Let's open focus the right way. You know what? I'm realizing I have a little bit of a cold. Maybe that would taste better later because the regular Mountain Dew doesn't taste quite right. Could be because I just drank the other one, but... Okay, so... let's go into source. Make this bigger. And then I think I do want to go to index. I think I do want to update most of these. Let me check with the README over here. I need to update the example. Maybe I should get the example over here working first. Example app. I'm gonna copy it. And I'm gonna call this one maybe v0.13 or something like that. I don't remember what version that was based on. We'll update this to the latest. Oh, login stuff. Eesh. Yeah, I think this is going to get a lot cleaner. Whoa! I'm going to go back over here. Let's take a look at the README. Are we on the right branch? No, we're not. Get back to the right branch. So how are we using this? Will y'all remind me next time you notice that I leave a project for more than about 0 days, just remind me how terrible it is to get back into it. Oh, what's up, Nari91? How you doing? What brings you to the channel today? There we go. Make that a little bit bigger so I can see those things. Okay. I'm a little confused. Am I still going to do it this way? Where I have login as its own thing? Because here we got OIDC. Node. That's what's bringing you here. Awesome. So I've got this library that the name of it has changed. I had temporarily named it Auth 3000 while I was trying to figure out what to call it. Now I've renamed it to libauth.js. And I use it at work. Yeah, you can see it still says that there at the top. And it as a authentication framework, kind of similar to Passport in some respects, but if you love Passport, you probably wouldn't love this. It's more for a different audience. It's based on the Jose and OIDC standards, which are the evolution of from OAuth 2 to something a little bit more portable. Anyway, so I'm been working on inverting the control of it so it feels less like a framework and more like a library. And it's been a month since I worked on it, so I'm just going back through. Oh, what was that about? Oh, okay. It's an alarm from last week. Because Apple doesn't let you set up an actual audible alarm that will pop up on your phone unless you set it as the same type of alarm that's a wake-up alarm. So you have to, and you can't set it more than one day in advance, 24 hours in advance. So it has to be a recurring event. So every time I want to remind myself of something, I say, set my alarm for every Tuesday at 3 p.m. eye appointment. Okay. All right. So we used to have was this bit right here where it would return a router, and I don't know what I'm doing now. Okay, I don't want to do that anymore. Node OIDC provider. That's cool. I'm taking a look right now. Let me bring it over to the other screen. I'm not actually familiar with JARM. Interesting. Huh. Okay. I may be familiar with whatever response mode is. It may just be being called by a different name. So what do you do with this, Nuri? How do y'all use it? So what I'm doing is, one, it's quite opinionated. It's a more narrow interpretation of the specification, so it doesn't allow as much leeway. In the same way that OpenID Connect has a lot less leeway than OAuth 2 and is a lot easier to implement because the standard actually defines the various pieces. That's kind of what I'm doing with libauth, is trying to make it something that's very narrow in terms of the bits for the specification, but easy to use for different applications, but not easy to have lots of different interpretations of how to implement it. Have the implementation pretty set. Okay, so I think I just need to copy and paste this. Copy and paste this. What am I doing with this one, though? That's where I'm getting claims, and I'm returning the claims for a given login. Darn. Okay, so I'm going to not worry about the work dev environment yet. I'm going to bring that back over here to the other screen. I'm just going to focus on getting the demo that I have in the repo up and working. Hey, Akshat. So this is Kingdom Hearts, The Slums of Traverse. So I'm putting on classical music because the other day I did more typical VGM, and when people are catching the restream or the video on demand, and you try to listen at 2x, it's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm trying to do some classical today. It's still video game music, but it's classical, so if you listen on 2x, it shouldn't be too jarring. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it just confusing because it's not what I normally do? Okay. Authenticate. Any experience using Minio? Yeah, I like Minio. I think Minio is great. I haven't used it in great depth to be able to give it a thorough review, but conceptually I love it because it's the S3 protocol, and then they also add some of the other protocols on top of it so that you can communicate with your private instance. So you can run S3 on DigitalOcean, and it's the same as using DigitalOcean Spaces, I think is what they call it, or block storage, or I don't know why people. S3 is not copyrighted. It is a open protocol, just like SMTP. It's not a trademark. It's not a copyright. So I don't know why people try to come up with their own names for it. Object storage, blocks. No, not block storage. It's object storage. That's what it's called. That's the generic term. But I don't know why people use the generic term when S3 is perfectly descriptive of what it is. But yeah, I was able to use it in a project where we were trying to get something that was built cloud first to work on-prem, because that's the problem with cloud first, is that as soon as you need security, then all of a sudden, oh crap, nothing works because everything depends on stuff that only runs in environments that are proprietary. So that's what we used it for. I don't remember. I think the project was successful. I think we had to get Minio and then the Microsoft SQL Server up. Okay. You know, I'm so lost with this, I think I might just delete it all and start over. I think that might be the right thing to do, rather than trying to modify it. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go... Let me keep a few of the things here. Keep database. And then maybe a couple of instances of how to use the database. But I'm going to get rid of most of this. This is just example code, but it's old example code. Okay. Probably still need the store there. Here's all the routing. And there's my dummy API. Okay, cool. So the rest of this stuff can stay, but I just got rid of all the stuff that had to do with authentication. I'm going to start it from the top so I get a good working example here. All right, so first thing that I'm going to need to do then, let me get rid of this, because that's not what I'm using. Get rid of this and this. There we go. Okay, I'm not even sure about that. Let's say we got our session middleware, we've got our private key. I changed how the private key stuff works. I'll copy up these lines. Unknown endpoint inaccessible host. What? Oh, are you talking about the error that you get when you try to run cloud stuff on-prem or something? Hey everybody, how's it going? Just trying to pick up from a project I left off a month ago that I having a little bit of difficulty figuring out where exactly I left off. That's the story of my life. See, a good 1 out of 10 streams is me just trying to figure out what I was doing in some project that got put on the back burner for a while. Which is probably a pretty good ratio overall. Alright, so issuer, we're going to leave with that, that's fine. Private key. This one we can do await read file. And then this probably needs to also be UTF-8, I imagine. Do I need to update the README there? Read file. Okay, that does have UTF-8 in it. Ah, here it doesn't. Ooh. Bolero of Fire. Little Ocarina of Time. The music. Alright. So this should be .create, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double check on that. Okay, what's the main bit here? Index. Session. Yeah, so let's look at lib session. Do we not have a create? Oh, we do not. Interesting. I think that's because originally this was going to be more, again, more frameworky. There was going to be a lot more done in just one middleware. And so the idea was, as with other Express middleware, you just call the function rather than having a create, but should have a create on this. There we go. Duplicate identifier. All right. So, for those of you joining in, are you developers? Do you do Node? I'm guessing you probably do. That's probably, you like to watch people do Node.js or something. Are you interested in authentication? Okay. And I'll post the link right now to this. All of this music should be safely licensed for YouTube, but this is the OC Remix classical playlist that I'm listening to. Okay. All right, so now I have a create method on there, which I do want. And I am going to rename this. Might as well rename it here now. And I don't really want to call this session middleware. It's kind of too long. Maybe we can go back to calling it just auth in. I guess that's all right. Okay, let's do that. And I think for right now, all I want to do is the magic link. I don't want to do any of the other login methodologies. Let's call this auth in. And then this did have a store, right? Yeah. So this is just memory store. So we're going to have the ability to order a challenge, have a notify function. So I just got rid of a big baddie notify function. I'll go back to that and take a look and see if I can reuse it. Yeah, this one's called Hylian Nights. It's a remix of A Link to the Past. Should probably turn it up louder and let the music flow through me into the code. Dun 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 dun. You know, get the key presses in sync and all that. It'd be too difficult. So I'm thinking about, I did a few game streams on the channel. I did Skyward Sword. Would y'all be interested in watching some of the game streams as well? I want to pick it back up again because I want to play Skyward Sword again, and I want to stream it while I'm playing it. And the good news is, so this is one of the really cool things about streaming things, especially when you're a person like me and you have trouble when you set something down for 6 months and then pick it up again and don't know what to do. I can go rewatch the last stream I did and figure out what I need to do next in the game. Which is, but I've completely lost in memory. Oh, it's coming up on a year. I think I got that for my birthday. I think it came out in July. And I think I did 3 or 4 streams with it, and I didn't get to the first temple yet. I was just getting there. Now we're into something a little more soothing. Oracle of Seasons, Temple Spirits. Deleting forward. So it's not a key mapping. I am just using the delete forward key. So on my keyboard, caps lock is backspace, and then the delete key is forward delete. So this is actually a carabiner thing. So see? Caps lock, delete or backspace, forward delete, right command, right option. So that's just carabiner elements. That's how I've got my keyboard set up. Okay, so I'm going to put your magic link is here. I don't know if that's correct. Go ahead and console.log rec.auth. I think I might change the name of this from default to be authn to being libauth, rec.libauth. Okay, so that should work just fine. Notify via CLI. So we're going to do an order, and when the order middleware has completed, then we're going to do the notify. And the notify is where we're going to respond to the user. And we're going to have a check status. Redeem code, exchange receipt. Okay, so all that looks good. So I need the authentication here as well. So that should be one of the things. Okay, would you be interested in, say, a Vim course for somewhere between 30 and $100? And what would you, if so, what would you like to get out of it? Because when I originally started doing the streaming, the idea was that I was going to, well, all of the setup wasn't originally for streaming. It was originally because I was going to do these courses, but then life and ADHD, and so I haven't been producing them. But Vim is one where I feel like I could do a good job getting people to be productive in Vim because I've got Vim Essentials. So, oh, no, that's not it. There we go. So if you want to check out, this is my Vim setup right here. Vim Essentials, and then there's a tutorial, a short tutorial. I actually don't know what short tutorial that is, but let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Okay, so session. Do we have the well-known here as well? Yeah, we do have the well-known. All right, so we're going to have that. What else do I need to do? I do need to have a logout handler. Wait, did I get back to being on the wrong branch again? No, I'm on this branch. This is the right branch. Should have for each of these, I should be sending the response as well, not letting them handle the response. I'll figure that out in a minute. Getting the status. the status should get set by the middleware, but I should be the one that calls res.json. I'd pay to have you teach me VS Code. I don't use VS Code. Why Vim, not Neovim? No LSP. I don't even know what LSP means. What is that? Oh, is that split? Or no, language server protocol? Oh, you mean I don't have autocomplete? Is that what you're talking about? I don't have autocomplete where I hit dot. Autocomplete actually annoys me. I don't like it. And I find that I kind of like it in Go, except that it messes up all the time. And so I end up turning it off because something will match and it'll start spitting out the code, but that's not actually what I want. So there are certain conditions where if I hit dot and there's only one possible option as far as what it thinks, then it'll just start filling it out. But that's just really unnerving, especially with Ale, where Ale is asynchronous, because it's one thing where I guess maybe what I need to do is to get it to not happen automatically and get it bound to leader A or something like that, or leader dot. That would work pretty well maybe. But I need to have I really don't like it in VS Code. It really annoys me, and when I turn it on to Vim, I don't like it. So I do have this. This is an LSP, but you know, it's somewhat helpful. I wish that it were more helpful, but again, it's just the plugins that I've tried to use, either they make everything go slow, and I don't like things going slow, or they're too greedy and they just want to spit everything out at me. So if I found something that was pretty simple and easy to use and that wasn't annoying and that was helpful when I wanted it to be helpful, I would use it. I just personally haven't found the right combo. Yeah, I think this stuff is already built into Ale. It's just a matter of getting it. I don't like to spend a lot of time on the Vim config. I want something that just works, and that's what Vim Essentials is. It's the stuff that just works. But yeah, could be interesting. If you have a good setup, let me know about it. And back to the earlier question of why Vim and not Neovim. My question is, why Neovim? What features does Neovim have that Vim doesn't? A lot of times what you find with these types of things, Vim and Neovim or Yarn and NPM, etc., what you'll find is that, yeah, for one generation or one version, the new thing has better features than the old thing, but incumbents always win in the marketplace. So when you have a new thing that's, forgive the wording, but a ripoff of the old thing, and its primary benefit is it's the new thing, if it's really that important, the old thing will get it. And so then I know that there's reasons that people use Neovim for Vim from 5 years ago didn't support. But Vim now, as far as I'm aware, supports all the things that people want. It's async, it's got the plugin system, you know. Anyway. Okay, so that's got the notify. And these really should have something on them too. Not sure what it should look like yet. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back over here and get out of there. Session, refresh, exchange. Yeah, all that makes sense. What was I trying to do here? That's not clear. Yeah, I've tried GitHub Copilot. Well, have I tried it myself, or have I just watched other people try it? No, I haven't tried it myself, because that would require me to use VS Code. But I've used Tab 9, and Tab 9 did some cool stuff. I thought Tab 9 was neat. But I think if you're learning to code, something like Tab 9 or GitHub Copilot can be interesting because you get to see possibly decent ways of doing code, and you just go fix a couple of the mistakes. But for me, I don't want to have to sift through all the wrong ways to do something if I actually know what I'm doing, and I just want to type it the right way. And I don't want to have to deal with the cognitive load of all the different wrong ways to do it. And when I don't know what I'm doing, then I don't know that having more wrong answers would help me to do it well. You know? Because I certainly don't always know what I'm doing. But I write enough bad code on my own. I don't need it auto-suggested for me. Plus, then I have to deal with all the profanity in the comments too. I mean, not that it really matters that much, but you know, and maybe it's just because these are funny videos, and so they make it to the top of the heap because they're so funny. But you'll see somebody start to write a comment, and then it'll just fill out with "WTF was I thinking?" or something like that, or "I effing hate my job," or you know, I don't know. But you see these weird, obscene comments that get auto-completed by Copilot and the like, that are real comments. People actually put in similar code. Okay. Oh, I think I see what I was doing here. Okay, so check status probably needs its own thing for response. So I'm just going to put this here. So we've got rec and res. We can probably do res.json, rec.auth, and status. I don't know what this is going to be. I'm just going to put a to-do here. But these other ones, see, this needs to move, or I guess I just need to add stuff here. I see what I was doing on all of this. I don't need all of that, do I? Do I need session? No, I probably don't. Yeah, it's going to take me probably more than just one session to get this worked out again to what I was doing. Oh, duh. Why was I calling it auth in? Obviously, the name of it should be libauth. There we go. let's go back and take a look at the authenticate stuff too. Because the server that's issuing the token is not necessarily the server that consumes the token. Generally it is. Generally your application is going to give a user a token in one spot, and then you're going to go consume it in the other spot. These can actually be standalone applications, and that might be what I want to do here. I might want to actually break this off into its own little sub-server. The login process happens over here. Still, it's going to have to tie into the other stuff. But yeah, I may want to section that out. Let's see. So, Nuri, do you program in Lua for Neovim? Is that one of the things that you do? I agree that Vim script seems too obtuse to me. And Lua is a nice little language, and for those of us that already are writing in JavaScript, Lua is not really much different. Hold on just one second here. I'm going to respond to a message from Duncan in the Discord about a different project, but only takes a quick document, query selector, my blog container. Let's see. Just, sorry, let me do this and then I'll explain what I was doing. One of those things where I just want to give a quick answer. So there's a paywall, and we're having this discussion about whether to make the paywall a full half page or a modal or just limited to the actual relevant section of the content. And I was just giving an example of what it would look like to have a selector where you're selecting the blog container, as this is where the scope of the paywall must exist inside. So it doesn't affect the other things. You can still scroll up and down. The page is still usable, just the content itself is hidden. But then you also need to have some sort of selector of where the content starts being hidden, because you probably want somebody to be able to read the first paragraph so that they can get a sense that the information is good information or whatever. So I just was messaging back about that. Not just for configuration and plugin system, everything's in Lua. So the entire Neovim is written in Lua. Well, that seems weird. I guess that could be good though, because it's much more constrained than, say, modern JavaScript. So you can get a much smaller bundle. Is it based on the work of Creationix, who did the Lua-Jit stuff? Or is it, what Lua interpreter is it using? What am I building right now? This is, I'm building back a demo page because it's authentication. I'm working on authentication that can be done with magic links. And this libauth.js is the framework / library for the authentication. And I changed the API to make it easier to get more control over certain aspects of the flow and the back and forth that's part of the different authentication processes, whether we're talking about credentials or magic links or Google, etc. And so I'm updating the demo application, and then I'm going to go update the real application that's already using this, or one of the real applications that's already using this. There are a few applications that use this in its prior form. It was called Auth 3000 because I didn't have a good name for it yet. But then when I realized that I wanted it to feel much more like a library and less like a framework, that's when I renamed it to libauth. So is that a good enough description? Ah, there we are, verifier. Yes, that's what I want right there. You know, one thing that I don't think Express has that it ought to have is it doesn't have a way to subgroup routes, or maybe it does. Maybe you can create a router. Maybe you can create a router where both routers handle the same route. So I could have two routers that both handle API, and one of them is guaranteed to match first, so that I could say these routes of the API that are slash this, slash that are protected by authentication, but then slash public is not, so that you have a way to put two groups. I guess that's how you would do it, is you just create a sub router. Never mind. Okay, what is this? This is just some sort of Auth Z stuff. Verify or authenticate? I think authenticate is better. Okay, so this is how I want it, like this. So that part is fine. The chi router in Go has a function called group that gives you a subrouter. That's what made me think of it. But technically you can do new. Let's see. I'd go with, do I have async router in here? Yeah, I do. So yeah, I could. Oh, am I supposed to do new on this? I forget. Maybe I am. Probably have it work either way, obviously. Okay. Yeah. I have to explore that. But I do like in general the idea of just having, you know, say /public. Well, the way that I handle it now is what you see right here. So I'll say the authentication is optional for all API routes, but then somewhere else I'll have /user, you know, /public won't require it, but then /user and /admin and stuff like that. I'll do another check. Is this actually a user? Is this actually an admin? Does this token actually have access to this resource, etc., etc.? Okay. So that's done there. And then the last bit that I wanted to do, let's see. Oh, what's this? Does it ask me, am I still watching? Yes, I'm still watching. All right, if all is well, should be able to run the demo soon. Yeah, I am aware of how you use the subrouter. I was just thinking of the ergonomics because I was just using Qi yesterday. And so I was thinking more about the ergonomics of, so if Express were like Qi, then you could do this. You could have, so you would actually do, this is what you would do if it were Qi. Just do this a little bit different. I mean, obviously, I'm missing some pieces here. Oh, it wouldn't even be like that, actually. It would just be route again. So it kind of looks like this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is what it would look like in Qi. So within a group, you could specify, whoops, middleware that applies to the whole group like this. And it is, to me, it's pretty ergonomic. And at least the way that it's done in Qi, it's fairly easy to read. Here it looks a little more messy, but anyway, I'll undo all of that now. Hopefully we'll see me doing some Qi in future streams. Got more Go work to do now. Okay, I think I need to put in one more thing here. Well, I need to get the logout. Yeah, I need to get the logout middleware, and then this session middleware, and then I need to make it actually work in a demo. And hopefully the demo code that I have for the magic link is still working and hasn't succumbed to bit rot, because, you know, that happens. Okay. But I thought .route only worked on the top level server, not on the routers. I guess that's something I just haven't really used in Node because I always try to make the paths more expressive. Wait, what am I looking at? Express.js. Duh. Just scrolling through the interwebs. Beta documentation is now available for the last 5 years. Do we have .route on here as well? Oh, it does have it. It's right here. Okay, this is... Yeah, I don't think this is quite the same. This is so that you can chain. So you kind of have a dot all instead of a dot use, but I have to try it out sometime and see. I don't think it's gonna have quite as nice of ergonomics. Anyway, let me get back over here. Where was I at? I've got just a couple more things I need to add in here. All right, where was that DB at? DB here. Okay, let me think about this. I don't think I want to call that method login here. Might want to finalize the exchange in the session all into one. Okay, I'm going to check out the link you showed. Yeah, so this is one thing that I have learned not to not do. Actually, and this, if you go to creedsofcraftsmanship.com, there's a talk by Matt Ryer, which is how I write HTTP services after 8 years. And he explains why this is not as good of a pattern as having top-level routing. He's got a little bit about that. And so I actually don't like the idea of putting different routers in different files unless they're actually different applications entirely or different microservices entirely. Or non-microservices, just services. It's a different service entirely. But the idea that you're going to set up these sub-routers and then export them and then bring them back together, I know that you can do that, but I don't think that it helps with readability or organization. I think that once you get beyond the routing layer and you get into the controller logic, then splitting those things up into their own paths, that can make sense. But routing is, there's always these trade-offs between whether you want to approach something categorically or whether you want to approach it functionally. And routing is one of those things that makes sense to handle categorically. You're going to have lots of different routes. They're going to do unrelated things, but the routing in of itself categorically is something that makes sense to bunch together. Then when you go into what this route does, what that route does, that makes sense to approach more functionally. What is the operation that this performs in sum total as the login mechanism, the authentication mechanism or whatever, which is what I'm doing here. Essentially that's being pushed into its own library. But what I had before was exactly this, right? It's where, okay, the Auth 3000, as it was previously called, is setting up all of the routes for all of the authentication. But then when you need to go and change something, or if you need more control over something, then it's surprising or confusing as to where you go to get that work done, which is why I ended up inverting the control. And I feel that that's just the much better approach. And I know that there's a lot of, especially Node frameworks, that have this whole idea of path-based routing. So you create a folder and it's going to auto export things that are in that folder as their own sub routers and sub apps and stuff. But I am convinced that that is a worse approach. Routing should be categorically handled, and then you break down and handle the functionality, the controller, the model logic. You put that together in its own area, where they're separate, so you don't have thousands of things in a single file. But the routing can be just the routing. It's creedsofcraftsmanship.com, Matt Ryer. Let me just bring it up here. I think I've got 2 from him. How I write HTTP web services after 8 years. That one right there. Okay. Sorry, this one's kind of slow in terms of what are we actually getting done here. But that's, the first, I'd say at least the first 2 hours after picking up a project are just the time suck of getting my head back into it. So, oops. Oh, what's this one? Final Fantasy VII. It's titled Open Your Mind, but what is this a remix of? Let's see if it says... I guess the original is titled Open Your Heart. Where does this come from? Fort Condor. This is really good. I like this one. I'm going to give that one a thumbs up there. It's like, remember that one for later. Okay. All right. So it's going to put in my delete route. Did I already put that? Okay, I already put that in there. But I was going. Oh, okay, this is what I was doing. db.get. Check status. There we go. Let's put this one in right here. Let's see, what information did I want to put here? debug user. I think I wanted to do a different approach to this. I don't think this should actually be user. I think what this should be is we're going to set up some claims that we want to have, and might take subject as user ID and email as user.email. Let's see if we can find out what was this one. Example, the db users.json. Let's take a look there. First name, accounts. Okay, so I don't even have the email. I just got sub, first name, and accounts. Okay. Let's go back to that then. Say given name. I think that's the standard name for this. Anyway, we'll go with that. And then we'll grant the claims that way. I should probably... What was the default for the expiration and stuff? Because I think I had set defaults for those. Alright, well, let's see how this goes. I think this is enough that I can get my demo app up and working again. By the way, my bot reminds me to remind you that if you like what you like, you get more what you like. So if you find this conversation to be interesting or useful, enlightening at all, consider thumbs up, follow, sub, all the things. And if you like the music, be sure to check out OC Remix. Okay. Now where? Oh, where? I think under public here. Yeah, I'm going to open up another tab here. I'm going to go into the Auth.js, sample, and let's see. Okay, good. This is going to serve the public directory. Base URL, development. I think I actually do want. I'm gonna go check this out in the other window real quick. I don't remember what I'd put into the env here. Oh, I was going to set this up with, looks like I got this set up with Mailgun. I was going to set it up with Twilio. Oh, it looks like I actually do already have it set up with a Google Client ID for being able to test the Google login locally. That's good. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. Oops. No notify given cannot send challenges. Okay, I don't think I got that far then. see what this verifier did. Okay, let's go take a look again. Verifier. Magic link. Verifier. Alright, create routes. Yeah, some of this is just going to need to get cleaned up. Deleted. Okay, next. So, let me see how I did this. Challenge routes.order. So we have a something that's just a dot order in here. Yeah, we do. All right, so that one calls next. Got it. Okay, so I created separate routes from what I had previously. So this should still all work just fine. All right, so localhost 3042. All right, everything's broken. Good, just the way I like it. Okay, so refresh is broken. Auth and refresh. Okay. Let's go check that out. All right, let's go see where refresh is. So we're going to call this refresh function. I need to go check where I had that set. Refresh. Where is that at? There's exchange. There's refresh. Okay. So refresh may have... Refresh will return refresh routes. And this could call next. So what I'm looking for as I've been iterating on this, I've been keeping backwards compatibility. Before this becomes v1.0, I want to remove the backwards compatibility stuff And I may have just run into a little snag where I need to do that now rather than later. Because here, I don't see... What's up, No Deck Low Jack? So this one is Selfies Operation, Final Fantasy VIII. And I posted the link earlier. This is OC Remix, but I'll post it again right now. Classical VGM. There you go, in case you're interested. All right. All right, I'm a little bit confused about this one because now we have strategy handler. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to hard break. I think I'm gonna start hard breaking right about now. Oh man. Fresh claims. Oh, that was up here, and then it gets used here. Blah, blah, blah. That's nasty. Okay, I've got myself in a little bit of a pickle here. I think we're just going to get rid of all of that right now. And then we're going to call next here. And then let me see again if I can remind myself what strategy handler is doing, because I think this is one of those places where I've got some deep code that doesn't need to be so deep. Okay, so the strategy handler. It's basically, let me think on this one. I want this refresh middleware to get to the point of deciding or of presenting the right information essentially to this what's called strategy handler. But that's going to be on the rec and res. So yeah, I think we can just get rid of all of that, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm moving the strategy handler out to some... Okay, I'm going to try to explain where my thought process is. So before, I had a bunch of different handlers. So if it's doing a refresh process, if it's doing... Well, originally I had one handler. It's just, all of the stuff that's related to issuing a token is going to be in one handler because it's just issuing a token. That's its job. It only needs one handler, right? And then inside of that handler, we'll just figure out, okay, well, if you're doing it this way, if you're doing it that way, da-da-da-da-da. But what started to emerge was a little copying is better than a little bad abstraction. And so now, even though there's going to have to be this, basically this same line repeated over and over again for how you get the user that is going to be associated with the token and some of those details about the user, maybe the account they're associated with or some permissions they have or whatever, that the logic of how to handle the request for the refresh token or the exchange token and some of these other things, the OIDC token from Google, etc., those can be sectioned off because what they're going to do is fairly well defined in their own right. And then after they do their thing, then they could have actually, let me just get back to the code for a second. Strategy handler. I'm just shifting some stuff around, basically. Hold on. Get back to where was it? Refresh routes. Yeah. Okay, so back here. Okay, so this actually does need some sort of handler. And that actually should be passed in right here. But the question is, could we just make it a middleware instead? And I think the answer to that is, yeah, we can. So auth in param. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying that I want to do. Is that this is actually just going to verify the token in a way that is well standardized. So it's going to read the bearer token. It's going to find out that it's okay. It's going to give back the JWS, which is the decoded JWT. And in this case, it's going to be the verified decoded JWT. And then from there, it's going to go on to the next middleware that will be the strategy specifically for handling the refresh. So rather than passing the strategy handler in to the framework, again, use it more like a library, and it's just express middleware that comes after this. I think that's the right approach. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so let me get back to my example app here. So this right here is where it needs to do whatever it needs to do to exchange that refresh token. So if we do, hey everybody, how's it going? I'm AJ O'Neill, and apparently this is the Bossa Nova coding channel according to Nodak Lojack. But now we're not listening to something that particularly sounds Bossa Nova. Now it sounds more winter is coming, Plants vs. Zombies. So, but this is the music's from OC Remix. It's hopefully all appropriately licensed. Anyway, so I'm working on authentication stuff. Not rehash it too much right now. Feel free to ask me to rehash it. Okay, so it's going to be request, authn, JWS, and then from there we're going to have claims and sub. So, assuming that this goes through, and it doesn't fail, because it'll fail if it's not, yeah, so we should be able to get all the way to here without too much of a problem. Right. And then the question is, do I want to handle it here, or do I want to handle it in one place here? And I don't know. Let me go back to look at the documentation on this. Claims are basically going to be the user. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think I know what I need to do for this. Oh. Session model. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I think we're going to get the user this way. Because the claim, I'm going to go look at the old example before I started screwing everything up. In the old example, this was the big handler for all the things. Oh, right. I still have to separate these out potentially into the different types of claims that we want on the token. This is one of those moments where it makes me want to quit my life as a programmer and switch to being a swim instructor instead. Except that wouldn't be any easier because I don't know anything about being a swim instructor and I don't particularly enjoy swimming. Not that I hate it, it's just, you know, I do enjoy coding. It's just there's moments like this where I'm thinking, so much stuff. So many things to hold in your head all at once, and then change your mind on, and then somehow keep working, maybe. Yeah. Okay, that one's going to be the sum. Where does cookie ID come from? Oh, that comes from if it's a login with Google or something. Right. The pseudonymous pairwise identifier. Okay, so let me go back there one more time. So ID, yeah. So we know that we're going to have a JWS if it comes through here, because we just did the verification. It would have failed otherwise. Yeah, this is simple enough. Then this is the bit where implementing it is going to help us figure out what the right way to go about it is. I think I might be able to get away with this. Do I want to grant the cookie right now? No, I really don't. Okay. And do I have a grant cookie method that is suitable for what I'm trying to do? I got one in the example here. I got that wrong. I think it's named wrong in every place here. It's named rec, but I think it is actually, let's see. What you're doing is more important than anything the world's best swim instructor could ever dream of accomplishing. Inspiring confidence in the next generation? I don't know. That's important, isn't it? Wait, I am so confused. Grant cookie, rec.body. Something's wrong here. Reset cookie. Grant tokens and cookie. How about, oh, that's not granting the cookie. That's creating the cookie, and then we have the reset of the cookie, right? Issue refresh cookie that I'm not going to end up using. That's going to get deleted. Okay. Rec.body. Okay, so this is wrong. I'm going to have to start going ape on this code pretty soon here. Did I ever expose that? I don't think I did. Trust device. Because I was going to have... Where's trust device used? I never even used it. Oops. Oh, this is nice. What is this? Night into the Woods? I don't even know what that is. Dash is legendary. Well, this is not for Dash. This bit is not. So last night, was it last night? Saturday night? That was a project for Dash. This is my day job. But I will probably end up using this in some of the Dash work at some point too. I do think that having authentication done in this way, as opposed to the many other ways that it's been done, is important because there is a decentralized nature to it. But OIDC and having issuer-based authentication, I think that is important. Let me think about this again. What do I really want about this? I want this part where I get this refresh token and I get the cookie ops. Okay, and that's what my grant cookie is all about. Then I have the reset. Okay, so I think I'm going to expose a method called grant cookie that's not currently exposed. Let me check all this out real quick. It's options. Do we have refresh on here as well? Logout. Yeah, that's important. Okay, so let me go up a bit. I think right around here is where it belongs. So we'll have a grant cookie. But this will take an all claims. I think it's going to take a res and all. Well, let's see what reset cookie looks like real quick. Let's just see how much code that actually is. Okay, you got to verify the session. And then you set the cookie. So why do we need to verify the session before we reset the cookie? Because aren't we already doing that anyway? Oh, because we need to log out. We need to log out of that session if there's a session. Okay. Let me see where reset cookie is used. It's used in grant tokens and cookie, issue fresh cookie, and sign, which I don't think is quite right. Okay. Alright, so we're going to have this grant cookie. What are we going to do with it? My day job. Let me read that. Your day job sharpens you to make Dash legendary. Indeed. That's what it is. Okay. I need to look again at how the options are being made here. We've got cookie defaults that we pass in. Where did those come from? Signed, HTTP only, same site, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Okay, see what I'm trying to do here. And then I think this is the right way to go about doing it. Let's see, we're going to do... something like that. Grant cookie, where else was I using that? Right here. Reset cookie. Now, why does reset cookie need rec? That's the big question. Ah, because I have to have the signed cookies. I have to have the signed cookies because I need to log it out if it exists. Got it. Okay. So this needs to be rec res. Like this. Okay, we're good. Then we need to reset cookie. Then we need to return. Really, we don't need to return anything. This just needs to reset the cookie. That's its only job. That's all it needs to do for the session. Okay, by the way, feel free to ask questions and whatnot. They can be related to this or not related to this. Backgrounds, all claims. How did I document these other ones? I just put to do on them. That's good. That's literally all I did, was I just put to do. Add params any. Okay. Oh, okay. So refresh. So this is not at param. There we go. This is at param. Let's see. It's express.handler, right? No, it's express.request. Yeah, there we go. And then probably response. And then probably, we're just going to go with any. for now. I'll put it to doing that. No shame. And I don't think that that really needs to return anything. This is one of those ones where I'm going to need to take a nap and come back to it. Now that I've got it all in my head. Or not got it all in my head, but got more of it in my head again. Also, good music. This is Treading the Maze of Trials from Skyward, which I still have not played all the way through. I found out that a lot of the music that I like from Zelda is from Skyward without realizing that that's where it was from until, I don't know, a couple of years ago probably. Well, certainly when I started playing it, I started recognizing, oh yeah. So not a couple of years ago, about a year ago. Okay. So now the refresh is maybe doing the right thing. Okay, but the issue, the grant cookie, res claims. Do we need this to be just refresh claims then? I think we do. Or maybe not. Let's see, let me go back to that grant cookie bit there. Refresh claims. We'll go with it for now with the way that it was before. Claims. I don't have anything specific for refresh claims. So we'll call this all claims, and we'll call that all claims. Then we'll see about making it more specific later. This is one of the things that I'm still not satisfied with about the API for this. It's how to distinguish between the differences between... You want your refresh claims to be... So you want your refresh claims to be a little bit better, or not better, different from your ID claims and your access claims, but then also a lot of people don't really know the difference between those, so I don't want you, in order to use this library, I don't want you to have all of those well understood. Music comes and goes, huh? Let me check under... I wonder if I've got compression turned on for the music, because I may have that turned on because it was turned on for... there was an interactive bit that we did. Is on. That shouldn't be a problem. Noise suppression, compression, all of that's turned off. So it's just the limiter on, so that shouldn't be a problem. I don't know why the music's coming and going then. But hey, Kai, how's it going? Good to see you. So just to finish my thought here, what I was saying is that there's this balance between reasonable defaults and configurability, and how to be able to set the claims of the refresh, access, and ID tokens is one of those areas where I don't feel like I've hit the right balance quite yet. Okay, so that's going to be good. Okay, now maybe I can restart this. Let's go ahead and put watch exec on this. Watch exec -r -e js node. All right, and let's go back. Can we refresh this now? Okay, it's still breaking, but why? Internal server error. And what do we get here? Can't read properties undefined of refresh token 413. So let's go check out lib session 413. Oh, lead times on the MacBook Pros are crazy, huh? Wow, I'm glad I got one when I did then. Interesting. Audio is glitchy on the iPad, but seems fine on the Mac. Yeah, who knows? On my microphone output, I do have compression turned on. I do have a limiter, and I do have noise suppression. That shouldn't, what I have on my mic shouldn't affect the audio. Is perhaps the volume too low? Because right now, I mean, there's, you know, the volume from track to track varies, and so it might be so low that it's just kind of cutting out. Right now it's peaking at around -40 dB, which maybe that's near silent for y'all. I don't know. I'll have to go back and listen to the stream and see. Anyway, let's see. Where was I at? So I got the... I just need to throw it all away and start over again for the 18th time, you know. Oh, I was going to check, what was it, line 413? If not signed cookies. Signed cookies. Oh, I did not put on the cookie parser yet. Let's take a look at that cookie parser. So this one actually should get moved out, I think. Yeah, let's move that out to here. Then I'm going to go look back and see in this other one, where did I build up the secret? The cookie parser. And cookie secret equals. There we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. I'm going to have to restart. That is copyrighted music. Well, all music is copyrighted, but that is music that is not licensed appropriately. So we're going to go back to the beginning, top of the list of these 30. I'm going to put this on repeat, actually. All right, so this should have restarted automatically. Yep. Okay, let's try again. Hey, it didn't give that error this time. So that's good. Cool. So this is the correct error. So huzzah, we're one step further. All right. All right, log in with email. How do I... There's a way for me to delete these from my auto-suggest history. I don't remember what it is. Okay, I'm going to log in with email. Go check my email at the login link, which really, this should just be putting something to the console. Okay. Cannot read properties undefined of email. So that's at 111. And let's see what got sent here. Payload was template type and value. And then what was the... error? Value is missing from the request body. It doesn't appear to be missing from the request body here. So let's take a look. 111. That seems to be the wrong place to encounter that error. Oh, this may not be doing what I was hoping it would do. Because this should be coming after those. Where's the order at? Okay, there's the order, and then we have the notify. And this should not allow it to continue on, so I'm a little confused here. We should not be getting to 111. Oh, okay, so this challenge order didn't work out correctly. Let's investigate that. That's the first problem. Because this error up above here actually belongs to this get. That's one of the confusing things about HTTP logs, is that a lot of the times you'll see the error and then the log is for after it's complete, because it has to print out the status in the log, like what you see right here. And so I'm looking, oh, what is this coming from? Oh, it's coming from, no, it's not coming from the order. It's coming from the get down here. And so what we do need to look at first is, why is the order missing something that it should be there? And my guess is that we don't have the body parser applied soon enough. And that is correct. Okay, so body parser needs to be applied sooner. Right up here with cookie parser. All right, let's try again. All right, and what does the output look like this time? Similar. Okay, so now, yeah, this is good. No state. We didn't send any state. I probably should have it send some state. That's going to be the public part here. Come on. Let's take some state. Foo and bar. There we go. Just so that we've got something there. And then there's the code. And that's the order. That should go back to the client. Did that go back to the client? Oh, oops, wrong thing. Duration expires at ID receipt. Good. And so now we're on to the problem, the next problem to solve. Which is what happened with the status check that it can't read email. So let's go to app 114. No, let's go to example app. Right. I don't think it should have gotten this far. Because check status should have ended right here. Right? Challenge status. Let's go back and look at ladders. API auth and challenge. Not slash status. Got it. So this just needs to be updated. The demo. There we go. I gotta think for a second. Status seems redundant. Seems that we should be getting the order. I have to think on that one. Right now, at least, though, it does. Let's just keep it at status. Fewer moving parts. Alright, so now we should be, the polling should be working now. And indeed, the polling is working. Okay, and then here is my login link, yeah? Let's see if this works. Should be able to open this up in a completely separate browser. Wait a minute. Oh, HTTP, HTTP, that's weird. Oh, there's a typo here. I should go fix that. http:// What's going on? Log in with this link. Let me go check that. Okay. I see. There we go. But I wonder. So the issuer should end in a slash as well. I think. Okay, anyway, what was it that I had this set up to handle? Document location starts with login. Okay. Then continue login. Hey, thanks for joining in, No.js. Catch you later. So apparently, I changed the format of the URL between the two, between the example and the demo. Because here, it's /login, and there, it's pound login. And then ID equals ID and token or secret. It really should be code, not token, but let's go with what's already working for now. Okay, so pound login ID equals V and token equals barcode. Okay, and we'll try again and see if we get a little further this time. I should think about how to make this easier to unit test. Trying to put this in there. All right, sweet. So I got the remember me for 30 days or login temporarily. And the purpose of the difference between these two... Oh, hold on. Phone call I might need to take. Let me see what this is about. Huh, I was still muted. Huh. Thanks for the reminder. Sorry it took me so long to see that. Okay, so what I was saying, let me just get caught back up here. So I've got the remember me for 30 days versus the login temporarily button. And the one of them sends the trust device. And the part that's still ambiguous about this, well, one, it's important for the different applications in which we'll use this that we can somehow signal that we want a device to be trusted or something just be temporary. And then also there needs to be some way to signal which device are we talking about, the device that I just logged in from by clicking the link, or the device that I originally initiated the login on. And the way that I've seen this done, I think most providers take the approach that you'd actually put the remember me over here on this one, and this one, when it opens up, it would just say, thanks, you verified, you can close this tab. And the tab wherever they were is the one that stays open. And I kind of like that approach. It seems to obey the principle of least surprise, at least as well as anything else. Okay, anyway, so finalize is broken. Let's see if we can figure out why that was. All right, strategy handler is not a function. That makes sense. Alrighty. So let me go look at the example. Yep, there we are. Let's go look at finalize. And that's where it's got the redeem code. Now, I think the question here is, when does it do the lookup for the user? And I think the answer is it should do the lookup for the user here. Because redeem code should just be passing through. Let's see, do we have in this one part of the preview? No, not that. Preview status. Okay, we don't have the information here about what email was used, but I think we do get that information this point here. So I think this should be console.log back.authn to do get user and then call next. Although when I refresh, where did I put the refresh at? I don't actually want to issue... See, refreshing isn't the same as logging in. We don't want to extend the original login time. So if your login time is a year, we don't necessarily want that every time you refresh your token, you also get a new cookie that extends you out another year. So some of these, yeah, this is part of where it's tricky, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to try to get through this demo and then publish a new version of Auth 3000. Has the bits I need so I can get back to the work code. Figure out the rest as we go. Empress Waltz from Final Fantasy IV. Strange, because I thought this was from Final Fantasy VIII. Quite possibly reused. So the only Final Fantasy game I've ever finished is the original. I got the... I think it's the Game Boy version. I played on the GameCube with the Game Boy player. And it was quite fun. I was really surprised how well it's done for the first of its kind. I can see why it was so successful and led to the franchise. But I have played 7 and 8 and 9 and 6. And I have, where is it? I think it's right behind me. I bought it. I still haven't opened it yet. I think it's 11. Oh. Oh, now we're on to Kingdom Hearts for the musiques. Okay. What was it that I was just looking at? I was looking to see why when it does finalize, I get an error like I do. Okay, challenge routes, redeem code. So I think this is going to be pretty much the same as what I fixed earlier with... What was it? Was it status? I don't remember which one it was. Okay, let's take a look again. Lib session 281. All right, let's go take a look there. Lib session 281. Let's see the stack trace a little further back. Magic Link 242. I will go try that. Okay. So my problem is basically pass or fail. I don't want to handle this here. Let me see. Use code. Does this... Okay, it calls next. Or it fails and throws, right? Okay, good. That's what I want. Okay, let's see then. Status valid state. I want basically a response object for this that I can send back or that I can pass through that can kind of just be given as is. I guess I don't really have that option. Maybe I should set status and let the rest be. Okay. Oh. Okay, but we've got this little pickle here. So can't use this one. Strategy handler we're getting rid of. So I'm guessing use code is what defines auth and param right now. Yeah, so that's got a whole bunch of stuff coming through. It's got state, duration, identifier, email, all sorts of good information. Maybe I want to leave this one alone for the time being. Let's see. No, it's not. Game. Else.use code, maybe? Let me see about undoing all of that. What was it? What? Okay, what was the one that I just finalize? Use code is in redeem code. Is it also anywhere else? No. So I can just go here. Throw status valid on there and call that good. And then in the example, instead of calling redeem, I can just call use code, right? Now, what's the difference between those two? Okay, that's just more heavy-handed. And just a little reminder from the bot and me, if you like what you like, you get more of what you like. So consider like, sub, or follow if this is interesting or useful or somehow mildly entertaining, or if the sound of my voice is what helps you fall asleep on your side of the world where it's night. Also, feel free to join us in the Discord. There is a link that just got posted in the chat there. I see Duncan's listening in. Live stream audio sounds good. Thank you. All right, and hello to those of you that are just joining in. I'm A.J. O'Neill, and I am coding up some code, obviously. Doing some authentication stuff. Okay. So we're going to have to get the user by email, I think. Go look at the... I'm updating example code so that I can then update work code. So on the finalize of the challenge, we know that we can then get the user by the email address. So this should be rec.authn.email if I'm not mistaken. I guess technically it would be identifier.value. Let me go check on that. Identifier.value, yeah. To do, check if it's actually email. Okay. So that should work. Good old Bolero of Fire. All right, I'm gonna go. Well, actually, while I'm here, I know that the next error I'm gonna get is gonna be this one. So I might as well go check that out. Exchange receipt. And then I'm just going to change that to use receipt, apparently. And then I should have exactly the same as up here. Rec.user equals user. Go ahead and, oh, whoops. There we go. These ones are pretty much going to be the same. Finalize and exchange. Oh, for the challenge. That's the magic link, is the challenge. For that, they're going to be the same. The refresh and the exchange of the token are going to be different. But let's go ahead and have them be the same for now too. Or, let's see. How should this work? Just for the sake of getting it all working, I'm going to mush these together. Hylian nights like Hylian days, more often than not. Oh, wait. Crossing the streams. Okay. Refresh. Log in. Okay. Check the link here. Remember me. Uh-oh. Broken again? Why is finalize broken? Finalize shouldn't be broken. Okay, grant tokens is not a function. Got it. Alright, so let's go over here. Go back in the lib session. Okay, there's... Now, why did this grant tokens need rec and res? I don't think it does. Doesn't use rec at all. Does it use res? It doesn't use rec or res. It's a very clean grant tokens function. Does not need these things. The grant cookie was different because reasons. I wonder if it should be called something different than grant tokens, such as sign tokens, issue tokens. But I'm going to go with that for now. Do the same thing that we had here. Just going to put grant tokens down below. And get rid of these. And I don't need to... Oh, I think I just passed that through straight. I don't think I need to wrap it at all. I kind of like the idea of wrapping it just as documentation. Yeah, let's do that just for documentation's sake. There we go. Alright, I need to get the Google... I think I need to get the Google login test. And let me see, what do I need to test on this? I'm going to make a list real quick. Let's go into... issues here. Oh, there's a lot of issues on this. Server-side redirects were already implemented, weren't they? I think I already solved that. Magic Link, this has definitely been solved. Oh, this was the part that still hasn't been done. If the password is wrong... Let's see, I think that that's in the application logic though. So the idea here was, if somebody puts in the wrong password, just go ahead and send them the password reset link / login link. Just don't make them click forgot password. If they don't get their password right, just send them an email with the magic link right away. Yeah, I think that contemplating. Where would I handle that? So let's say that we had API auth and credentials. I would have an error handler for that inline, that if it fails, then I would call the notify function. Well, but I'd want to... yeah, okay. So, whatever this order is, challenge routes.order. Okay, lib auth. This is what I need to do. I'm a little bit off the beaten path, because I was going to make notes about what I should be testing. Magic link create router. Issuer, verifier. We'll look at magic link. How could we export this in a better way? So we want to order, but without the rec and res. Okay, we've got a state that we want to keep. We've got identifier information. All right, and the verifier create. Why are we passing in rec into the verifier create? That's what I need to answer. That's numero uno. Where did that verifier come from? That was passed in. Okay. Create the verifier with some options. But not notify. Wait, what is secret used for here? HMAC secret? What do we need that for? I don't think we do. We don't use that here anymore. Oh, maybe we did. HMAC secret. Let's just try that. What is that used for? Checking if the codes match. Okay, but then this secret here, that one's not even used. Oh, I get it. Okay, never mind. Okay, so what do I need to do to expose this functionality? Being able to order a challenge. It seems like it does belong with the challenge route stuff. So let's pursue that avenue a little bit. I am trying to keep an eye on comments. Feel free to ask questions and lead me on wild tangents if you so desire. I might have up to half an hour before I have to head out for dinner. By head out, I mean head up. So this is all stuff that's necessary for the notify function, essentially. I'm going to call this order challenge, and we're just going to have ops here for now. Let's not call it ops. Let's call it... I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it body for lack of something better. Params. Yeah, I think I should be able to take this whole set here and just say let body equals rec.body or empty object. And then let authn params equals await routes order challenge body. Okay, and then this is going to be at param. Let's see. I don't want it to be an any because we know what this needs to be is identifier and state. Identifier. And state really can, well, it needs to be an object, but other than that, it's basically anything. Identifier is a little bit more clear because it's going to have a string. I should use the JavaScript types for these. There you go, capital letter. It's going to be the type, which is going to be either email or phone or something, and then it's going to have the value, which is also going to be a string. It's going to be the email itself or the phone number itself. All right. So this should be correct. Let's see if I can get this right here. All right, why is this complaining? If anybody knows how to get that to expand better, the error message that's down at the bottom, let me know, because I tried one time just making it 2 lines long rather than 1 line, but then it ended up just having a blank line. I forget what that thing's called. The buffer where it shows error messages and stuff. Anyway. Property value does not exist. But did I not just define... Okay, here's bodies and objects, data is an object, identifier. Let's make sure I spelled that right. Identifier, yeah. Okay. And then type, yeah, that's all good. I don't know what it's complaining about. Ah, okay. We do have this potential problem here. Okay, what is it upset about with this? User agent and IP and state. Not really sure what to do about that. Should this move up a layer, maybe? Maybe it should. Challenge. So here, maybe this should be IP, user agent, and body? Or identifier and state, perhaps. See, should user agent be all lowercase, or should it be camel case like that? I like to avoid having camel case when I can, that we don't have to make that decision, just all lowercase. But it technically, I think it should be, because it's hyphenated, so it should be 2 words, not 1. Okay, and then IP is also going to be a string, right? So this should be rec.userAgent or, and that can still be rec.ip. I don't want this to be request, but I want it to be an object. And we'll have string IP and then string user agent and then any headers. IP is not defined. Are we sure? Oh, it doesn't like this syntax. Yeah, I don't know how to make it like that syntax. Let's just do that for now. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Okay, so we're gonna have rec. There we go. So it's gonna be rec.state or that should work. And then rec.state is going to be an any as well. There we go. And then rec.body will be optional. Like this? Yes. Okay, good. Got the types right this time. Huzzah! And so this is laid out that way for backwards compatibility right now. Which, as I said, I'm going to remove all that, but I need a little bit of leeway on that in particular. Okay, so here... Order, whoops. Order equals... Here we're going to have state rec.body.state. Have IP is rec.ip. We're going to have user agent rec.headers user agent. And then what else? User agent is not assignable to string. Whatever. Duplicate identifier. Oh, right. We're going to move all that out. So I guess we could just go ahead and place that right here like so. Why is it still upset about user agent? Because I forget which of these means null. Versus not defined. I think the question mark means null and the brackets means possibly not defined. Alright, why are you complaining? Why? User agent is there. Let's put these in alphabetical order. Identifier IP state user agent. There we go. Identifier IP state user agent. Cool. Okay. Now, I don't want this to be called order challenge. I want it to have a better name. Also, this is not a route. So this is more of a prepare order. Save order, prepare order, set order maybe? Yeah, I think set order might be appropriate. The reason for that okay, and we got to return auth and params. Let's call it order details. I like that idea better. Well, auth and params is kind of appropriate. Or, better yet, don't call it anything. Sometimes I cheat and I don't name things and I just return the object instead. I think that it's much better to name something. One, it's easier to read because, again, as I always say, it's much easier to read from top to bottom than from left to right, and certainly than from bottom to top. And so if you're returning here and you've got all this stuff down there, then to see what action's taking place, which is the return, you got to go all the way back up here. So better to have all of that defined and then return it. Anyway. Okay. I don't want to consider a built-in redirect, actually. It's outside of the purview of this stack. Okay, so now we have a set order that we should be able to set up for that case. And then we'd still need to call notify. Let me go back to our example here. Let's see, how's our notify function built? And the answer is really isn't. So if I wanted to have that handler I was talking about, I'm just going to prototype that out real quick. Video pause. Continue watching? Yes. Yes, we want to waste all the bandwidth. Watching videos to listen to music. Let's see, I haven't downloaded the latest OC remix for a while. Last time I downloaded the full library was a few years ago. But I probably have a lot of this on my computer already. But the thing is, I don't have the playlist, and they have the playlist. It's too bad they don't have an M3U file to download for that, and you just, relative to the way that they already organize their library. Or maybe they do. Maybe I should get the latest torrent. Maybe there's a folder called M3Us, and I could just open it up and listen in VLC. I'll have to check it out. So those of you watching, whether live or in the VOD or otherwise, do you handle token refreshes and access token exchanges, or do you just user logs in, that's their session, the session expires when it expires? Because there's a lot of little detail, you know. It is nice that, yeah, if the user has been stale for 2 hours, maybe log them out. But if they are active, then renew. Just some of that stuff I'm curious how to manage the complexity and how to expose that complexity, I guess. Okay. So I've got the... Oh. I'm going to comment this out, but I'm going to put it here just to think about. All right. You know, let me go back to where I just was. By the way, if you're not using some sort of linter to catch these types of errors, you are living below your privileges. As you can see, I'm using the TypeScript checker, and that's why I've got a lot of JS doc and whatnot, so that I can annotate things. I can write regular plain old JavaScript that doesn't need any transpiling, but I can still get a nice error that lets me know, hey, you're passing in the wrong type here, or hey, that method doesn't exist because you renamed it. Anyway. I'm wondering... Could I just do some sort of Well, I guess I can do an order on error. Makes me think that this bit with credentials maybe actually belongs in... Oh, yeah, it almost feels like the two go together. So what I want to check eventually is if this error is of some... If I can know that the reason that the error happened is because of bad password, which I don't know that I have. Let me check in the README here. Do I have an error for a bad password? Retry, suspicious request, wrong token type. I don't think I do. I need to check into that. Let me look into session, credentials. Again. There's pretty much nothing to do here. I wouldn't even be catching an error. Okay, so if... how would I want to do this? I think I would want to handle the error. Let me go back. How did I do this in the example? Credentials. I think it's just whatever. Yeah. I don't really know what would be done here differently. A little reminder from the bot to me to you. If you like what you like, you get more of what you like. So if you found this at all insightful, consider a thumbs up, follow, sub, etc. I think I'm going to finish this train of thought and then head off for a bit. Oh, that's dinner time. Yes? All right, just a minute. Alrighty. Thank you. I'll be out in just a minute. Okay, what was I doing? Alright, we'll just put it to do here. All right. Well, I'm out for now. I'm going to go ahead and whip commit this. All right. Those are all the things that need to go. Test with demo app and fix bugs. All right. Let me pause the music here. So the next step is going to be, I do want to finish that thought process that I was at. Let me go ahead and add a more immediate to-do here so that this file will be read. Well, I'm at least I'm back on the path. I know where I'm going. Not much more to say than that right now, but it is time for me to go. I've got a dinner to eat, so kids to hang out with. So I will catch y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Like, sub, follow if you want to. And
this was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success.
Okay, maybe not huge, but moderate success. With all of that said, adios.